Hey Gene, here are a couple more commands I forgot to add in the last video for the builds. This one is the revolve command, and this is for cylinder type objects. So first you would draw your line, your outline of your part, just like you would. The only difference is you're not doing a full outline. You're only going to do a quarter of it because we're looking at a cross section, and you need to revolve around a center axis. So the center, when you split your part in half, when you draw it, just like I did, that center line is going to be the axis that you revolve your part around. So say you drew your part like this, your outline, you already made your adjustments. Solids, so come up to the solids menu, create, revolve. All right, so first it's going to ask you for profile. Click your profile. Next is going to ask you for an axis. Click the center line of your part, and it'll automatically revolve that part around 360 degrees. So here is that part that we just did, the nose cone of the plane. You could also use it for other parts as well. So like for this model that I'm doing right now, I also did it for the machine guns. And let me show you really quickly down here. Where'd they go? Here they are. So here you would basically split this part. If you're looking at this part right now, it's a profile cross section. So you want to split this in half, and you just do your typical tracing, but only half of the part. So let me do that really quick here. So we've got that cross section, half of the cross section. Come up to solid, create, revolve. So my profile is already highlighted. You can see now we're going to pick the axis, which is the center line when you split it in half. And there it is right there. There's the machine gun for this model. And then you would just use a standard move command to place it into your model. The next command that I forgot to add in that you're going to use quite a bit is the sweep command. And this is to create the spars in between the sections. So let me just quickly draw out. Let me quickly draw out a wing rib really quickly here. So there's your outline. You make the adjustments to it. Rectangle. This one I like to use the three-point rectangle to draw the notches in. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Now that we have that drawn, let's draw a circle too. That way we can show you that it works with the cylinder as well. Now that we have that drawn, you just extrude it, just like you're doing your typical parts. Now what I'm going to do, now let me extrude it a little bit more for this example, make it a little bit easier so you can see it. Okay, it's a little wider. So what you'd want to do now is, I'm just going to make a copy of this part so I can just build this wing really quick. Move, copy. Move, copy. Okay, so the sweep command, it needs two things. It needs a profile and it needs a path. So I'm going to draw the profile directly onto the part that you just created. Line, L for line, pick the plane, so now I'm on this plane. Now I'm going to pick the path. If you hover your mouse on top of the lower section, you'll see it highlights. Now you know you're on this plane. So you just match this with your next part. So all your line, the whole line is on the same plane. It's a straight line. You can see it, right? It's all on the same plane. Okay. So come up to solid, create, sweep. Now follow the commands. It's going to ask you to pick a profile, which is the square, like a cross section. Is this not? Oh, I must have missed the line somewhere. Let me do this again, really. Yep, my line right here is crooked. You can see it. So line. This is the plane I want, and line. There you go. And you can tell it's connected because it kind of highlights in a different color when you hover your mouse over it. So let's try this again. Solid, create, sweep. Now sweep command comes up. First thing it wants is to pick a profile. The second thing you want is to pick a path. You want them to join. There you go. There's this bar. I'll do this whole wing just to for better. Pick a path. L for line. Pick a path. Pick a plane, which is the face of this part. So we know this is good. Now we're going to pick the path. Highlight. Bring your mouse. Highlight that plane that you want, and it'll light up. So now we know this path is on the same plane. I'd bring this all the way over to the end as well. That way you don't have a short piece like this, like the top piece right up here. All right. Solid, create, sweep, pick a plane. Pick a profile, and then pick a path. That's not good. The path does not intersect with the profile. What? There it is. I went a little too far. I can fix this with the extrude. Q, pull the part out. There you go. What's nice is that Fusion tells you what it doesn't like. Like that, right here, operation failed. Okay, let's do this again with this one. L for line, pick a plane, which will be the face of this part. It doesn't have to be the end part, it could be a center part as well, because the path can go in both directions, and Fusion will pick up the path in any direction. Line, line, line. Get out of this command. Solid, sweep command, pick a profile, and then pick your path. There you go. So that's a nose cone with the revolve command, the machine gun with the revolve command, and then with the sweep command you can do your spars. So one more thing I forgot to show as well. Like if you want to do a wheel, center, draw a circle. This is how I do it really quick, but there's other details that you can add. Then you want to extrude it. Q, let's extrude it to 5 mils. Nah, 5's too, like 20 mils, right? So now you have this shape. What you can do is hit F for fillet, right? Which is this command right here. Click this section here, the outer edge of the circle, and you can start playing with numbers. You can either drag it in with the arrow icon, or you can just drop in numbers. And what it'll do is it'll basically chamfer off the edges, the square edges. See, that's how I make a wheel. There's other things you can do as well. You can probably add texture to this circle. Put it directly on this plane, find a center line. So now you have a wheel. So yeah, so those are the commands. Those are the finishing touches commands kind of thing, except the sweep, which is you're going to use it quite a bit for the fuselage and the wings. I hope that helps. If you have any questions, reach out and I'll see if I can answer them.